Hello, everybody. I want to talk a little bit about Ken Penders. I mean, as you know, I've been taking a break as a fan of Brad Basher, and I've said a lot of unkind things to Mr. Ken Penders. But at the same time, I really do think, yeah, he got his characters to do this comic book, and I don't think a lot of people are going to latch onto it. I mean, I'm not even sure if I want to look at it. But, I don't know, maybe this letter that he sent this fan in an email makes me think he's not that bad. But then again, I like, how the Iron Gamer said, he was kind of, that James Rolfe was kind of a douche to him. Although I do honestly probably think that was Mike. I mean, some of us actually do think, the guy that was being a douche to him wasn't really James. We actually do think it's Mike, I wouldn't say it is, but I don't know, because that's a different story altogether, and I'm not going to get into it. We're going to talk about Ken Penders. I don't know whether it was Mike that, did that stuff to the Irate Gamer. I don't know. And, my videos are not like, oh, Bugsy will speculate how these YouTubers actually think or process what they were dealing with at the time. For all we know, it probably was James, but it probably was him. Like, he was probably him having a bad time or something. Or again, maybe it was Mike. We don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying I do know. I'm not saying I know. Like, oh, Mike Potato did that. I really feel like the Archfiend dug into him a little too much. Into James Rolfe, because I feel like that, I feel like what he was doing back in those days was just kind of awful to him, Mike, because I hear the guy was really shy to do his first review without James, and, and then a lot of you just went like, oh, this is so bad. And it probably said, he probably like, dude, I don't want to do any more freaking reviews for a minute. And then he started doing those little video game reviews, but that's not even the point. Back to Mr. Ken Penders. I don't know whether he is a douche or isn't a douche, but still, at some point, I do think I'm kind of indifferent on him now. Because I really think he did do this for the money. I mean, it would have been easy for Mr. Ken Penders to just go and do his own comic with all his not his characters, but just make original ones.
Though he continued to produce stories and artwork for the main title until 2006. In addition to his work for Archie Comics, Penders has written and illustrated stories for other publications, such as DC, Marvel, Image, and
That's
Disney,
awesome.
on titles as Star Trek: The Next Generation,
Really?
Adventures, Savage Sword of Conan, Captain
Sweet.
Atom, and the Green Hornet, among
Cool.
others. He also branched out into other media, producing children's activity books and creating graphics for CD-ROM games.
That's cool too.
The first Archie Sonic comic Ken Penders wrote for was issue number 11. The comic was known for introducing the anti-freedom fighters, who later evolved into the characters known as the Suppression Squad.
Yeah.
Other characters Penders is also
Which I
known
thought
for
was the
making
coolest
for the
part of
Archie
it.
comics include Knuckles' love interest Julie Sue, her half-sister Linda, her future relative Laura Sue, Sonic's parents Jules and Bernadette, a robotic/octopus-type echidna named Dimitri,
Oh yeah,
Dr.
Dimitri.
Robotnik's human ancestor scientist, Dr. Ivan Kentobor, a Robin Hood-type hedgehog named Robbo the Hedge, a sexy red vixen named
Sexy.
Fox, and a robot
Cal, do
version
you
of
think Fiona's sexy? I mean, dude, if you think she's sexy, okay, I'm not gonna get mad at you. But dude, that's kind of odd. Like, so I mean, maybe she's sexy.
Dr.
I don't know.
Robotnik, called Robo-Robotnik, who later evolved into the character known as Eggman, among
Yep.
others. So now that you know who
And trust me, when Robo Robotnik comes into my series, oh, some shit will be done. I actually changed the Doomsday Project to originally Sonic Freedom Fighters was going to have the Doomsday Project, But no, I want to do the Robo Robotnik thing. It would be so cool. It would be so freaking cool. I just thought about that, like how it would be in like audio drama fashion. I need a narrator to do all the stuff, do all the like descriptive work, but still, I think that would be really cool.
You know some of the characters he's created. Let's talk about the lawsuits he has had started. In January 2009, Penders began copyrighting various stories, characters, and artwork he created for Archie Comics, Sonic the Hedgehog comic series, and spin-off titles, and these claims were clarified as of April 2010 by the U.S. Copyright Office. Penders also filed a lawsuit against Sega and EA Games in 2011 for alleged copyright infringement in the game Sonic Chronicles: The Dark.
I really feel like that's the reason. I feel like that's one of the reasons that Sonic the Dark Brotherhood will never get a sequel. And at the end of that game, Robotnik takes over, and oh my god, it was like, please let there be a freaking sequel to this. Please let there be a sequel to this with better mechanics. Please let there be a sequel with better mechanics. I want it. I want Sonic Chronicles to have another series. I mean, another freaking little addition to its series, because I think it's a good idea. Sonic having a role as an RPG sounds pretty good. Let's just say I have a copy of Sonic the Dark Brotherhood, but I'm not gonna say where I got it from. Just know I have it.
Brotherhood. The case was dismissed without prejudice September 26, 2011, then again in February 2012. After the case had been refiled 4 days after it was originally dismissed, despite warnings from Judge Otis Wright, who dismissed the case both times. In October 2013, the CA 9th Appellate Court upheld Judge Wright's initial ruling. After declaring that he would use every legal means of his disposal to protect and preserve his works, Archie Comics severely filed a lawsuit against Penders in the fall of 2010 in an attempt to retain their copyright holdings of his characters and concepts. In fall of 2012, Archie Comics filed its legal team and replaced it. Following this and a court settlement, many characters created by Penders abruptly ceased to appear in the comics. So now that you know about the lawsuits, what are my thoughts on this guy? Well, my thoughts on the guy are mixed.
Yeah, they are mixed. Mine are too.
I love some of the stories he kind of throws in, but his writing and lawsuits suck. Like, I gotta tell you, he didn't need to start those lawsuits in the first place. I mean, the characters he made, like Julie Sue, Linda, Laura Sue, Dr. Ivan Kentobor, Fiona Fox, all these characters in the Archie comics were important characters and played a big role. There was no reason for Ken Penders to start lawsuits and just take them back. He says the main reason why he started those lawsuits is because, they didn't give me credit in the comics. Yeah, I kind of understand.
Yeah, I can
I
understand
give credit to the original artists whenever I'm on somebody else's characters. But then he decides, I want them back. I want them back right now. You can't use any of my characters in my comics anymore. That is just wrong. And now, the main reason why we don't see the characters anymore is not because just of the lawsuits, but it's because in the Worlds Collide comics, Eggman starts like this Genesis wave that alters time and erases a few people from history. And that is the main reason why we do not see any of Ken Penders' characters in the comics anymore. Like, we don't see Julie Sue anymore, we don't see Laura Sue anymore, we don't see the Suppression Squad anymore, heck, we don't even see Sonic's parents anymore. So now, Sonic is just all by himself. Well, except for his Uncle Chuck.
Oh my god, they took Sonic's parents too? I mean, I really wasn't paying attention. I mean, oh my god, I mean, I see Muttley is now a freaking anthropomorphic dog. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. It's just, I really do have mixed feelings about Ken Penders nowadays. Because I really do think, Archie probably did screw him out of giving him credit. And I can understand that. I mean, I can understand that. It's like if I, it's like if someone used Argos Kuro or 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 Super Dude or and they didn't give me credit. Like they didn't say, "Oh, this character doesn't belong to me. It belongs to it belongs to it belongs to Bug. It belongs to a guy named Bugsy." Like I would be a little bit mad. I'd be a little bit like angry at that. I would understand people being mad and angry about it. I mean, I would be angry. I'd be mad. But if they were important to a story, if they're important to a certain story in the comic, or if like this person would make a comic book out of that, with all my characters, and they're important to this part of the comic, me just saying, "Oh, I want them back. I will go to court to settle this," I would just be like, dude, can we? I would settle this with Archie. If I was in Kid Pender's position, I would settle this with Archie. I'd be like, guys, you guys can still use my characters, but could we just come to an agreement? Like, if you need them, could you ask me? Or, at least say, certain characters belong to Mr. Kid Pender. So at least say that. Say that, please. That's all I want. See, that could have went a different way, but it didn't.
Dog. That was from Saturday Young. They're still allowed. But why? Why did Penders do this? He didn't need to do it in the first place. And the problem is, those characters are not allowed to be in the comics anymore. That's just wrong. Like, what if somebody wants to use them in a movie based on them? Actually, what kind of Penders is actually?
Cal, I'll tell you this right now.
Hello, this is Penders.
Hi, Mr. Penders. This is Colton Crazy Cowpax of Cowpax Rants and Cowpax Films. And I just want to say, you're a really great comic writer. I have to give you credit for that. Okay, so, there's something I want to ask you. Do you remember making the Sonic comics and the Knuckles comics?
Oh yes, I remember working on the Sonic and Knuckles comics, and those were the good old days.
Yeah, we're having good old days gone. Okay, another question I want to ask you is, do you remember making classic characters for the comics, like Laura Sue, Linda, Julie Sue, Dr. Ivan Kentobor, Fiona Fox,
and the thing is, we didn't even get to see Leah and Dub because this lawsuit. I wanted to at least see her one more time because Robotnik actually fixed her at the end of the Iron Queen saga when she got blown back and her face was all hideous, and I wanted to see where that would have went. I mean, Ian Flynn is doing a thing called Hedgehog Tales where anybody can read it, but I want to see where that would have went because I feel like that's a thread that they didn't really take care of.
And even the Suppression Squad with Scourge included?
Oh yes, I remember making them characters, and they were my favorites of all time, and you'll continue to see them in more of your comics in the upcoming Sonic Archives collection, and I hope you look forward to it.
Yeah, I do look forward to that, Mr. Penders. Okay, there's just...
Yeah, I'm probably gonna buy up the Sonic Archives books because I really miss those old days, and I guess we're never gonna get them back. So I'm thinking of buying a few of those.
One complaint I want to say about you. What was with those lawsuits back in 2009 and 2012, and why did you remove all those characters from the comics, and now they are banned? I mean, that are now banned.
Excuse me? Lawsuits? Look, man, I started those lawsuits because they didn't give me credit in the comics. And then, later on, they did start giving me it, But then I wanted my characters back because I wanted them to use them in my Lost Sioux Chronicles and all that kind of stuff.
Wait a second. You banned them just so you can use them in your Laura Sue Chronicles? Dude, I saw stuff like that in the news. People are getting so angry about it because you're the man responsible for removing all them characters from the comics. And that has really goofed us off. I mean, having your characters being banned from the comics? How long? Forever? For like weeks? Who knows? I mean, what if people want to use them in a fan film based on Sonic? What if they want to use them in a feature film based on Sonic? Like, I'm planning a film based on Archie Sonic, and I can't make it unless I include your characters in my film. Can I use your characters in my film, please?
A movie based on Archie Sonic?
Using my characters?
You know what that means also, guys? I can't use Kim Pender's characters in my stuff either. That's sad. I'm sorry. I actually am kind of sad because I do want them to be in it, but I guess I can't use Scourge. I mean, I can probably use Scourge, but I gotta do it the way I've been doing it in my videos because that Scourge is kind of like a parody of himself, so he's kind of protected on the parody thing, but I can't use... I mean, in the continuity I have planned, I can't use Scourge. I can't use Laura Sue. I can't use Leonda. I can't use... But you know what, guys? I think I'm going to make some characters you can only see in that continuity. But, yeah. But it's going to take a while. And you know what? Maybe I'll actually start a contest. You know? I can't really use Kim Pender's characters. I don't want to get sued up the poop chute. So, I'm going to probably make my own little characters for the Sonic Freedom Fighters thing. I mean, yeah, I want to make it a little bit grittier, but I don't want to make it grittier to the point where it's like, it's unrecognizable. So, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit grittier, especially the Death Egg. The Death Egg is going to be the most horrible place that you could ever be in. Trust me. You're going to be so uncomfortable, guys.
Use them in your film, you're going to have to talk to my good friend, Rod, at the LauraSiouxChronicles.com. Hi, Rod?
Rod?
Yes, Mr. Penders? This kid on the phone wants us to ask if he can use my characters in an Archie Sonic comic feature film. And he wants to, ask you about it. Here you go. It's all for you. Yo, thank you very much, Mr. Penders.
I'm sorry, guys. That does make me a little sad. Because I had plans for those characters, too. Like, I would have
Hey, Rod
introduced...
at the LauraSiouxChronicles.com. I just wanted to call you and say, that,
I would have...
what was I going to say?
Yeah,
Oh, yes, that, I'm planning to make this movie based on Archie Sonic.
Oh boy, a movie based on Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, that would be so awesome. Oh boy, so what did you came to us for?
Well, I came to ask Mr. Penders here if I could borrow some of his characters.
I don't know, maybe I could ask, but guys, I know he's probably going to be like, you know what, I can't let you
characters and
do that, so,
that are not made by Penders,
I don't want to just sit
see,
there,
the
make
treatment I
this
wrote for this
email waste my
film,
time.
I wanted to include the characters in the movie, but I feared you'd start another lawsuit and all that kind of stuff. But I thought I might come to you and ask for your permission and all that kind of stuff. The thing I wanted to ask is, can I borrow some of Pender's characters to use in my
I don't know,
film
maybe
based on Sonic?
because he's been answering...
Yahoo! You can't use Kim Pender's copyrighted characters to use in your animated film based on Sonic the Hedgehog. It's breaking copyright.
But it's not. I just want to use them in a feature film based on Sonic, that's all. And where the heck are you talking from?
I'm with Ken Penders here in Hollywood, California, and any of Ken Penders' characters that you use in a movie based on Sonic the Hedgehog is hurting to his image.
But I've used other characters from other people's properties, and I give credit to the original artist all
I
the
do too.
time. And they seem to enjoy it. I've never gotten in trouble for it. I followed the law like bread and butter.
So do I.
Whenever I want to use other characters in my films, I always give credit to the original artist whatsoever.
So do I.
And that's what I would do for you if you would just allow me to use your characters in your film. In my film, sorry.
I don't care if bigger people like you tend to use their characters in a film and have better ideas to sue other YouTube people. What we care about is our dignity and the money of his characters. We're gonna make you pay if you use his characters in your film. We're gonna sue you. Here's the phone, Mr. Penders. I can't help it anymore.
I gotta say, Cal does a pretty good job. He really does.
My characters in a film. I'm gonna keep them forever and ever, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay, Penders, this is just getting off topic. I'm just gonna go ahead and make my own versions of your characters, and there's nothing you can do about it since I'm gonna make them based on your characters, but they will have different personalities, etc. Goodbye, Mr. Penders. It was really great talking to you.
And
Goodbye.
that's what I'm doing too. But, yeah, I'm still working on Professor What, so it's gonna take a while.
Hello? What? What? Hello? What?
He really kinda does, though. He looks like him a little bit.
Better go
Dave?
write my Little Sue Chronicles.
Yeah. Get down.
Well, this concludes my real final last rant. I'm finally done with these rants. I wanted episode 8 to be my last rant, but the Ken Penders thing was just bothering me, and I decided I had to get this all over and done with that.
Well, I want to say, Cal, you, my friend, you're lucky. Because, ranting is a thing, it becomes a part. It's a part of me, It's part of me now. And I wanted to tell you that because, it's cool that you want to stop doing rants. Me, I gotta take a break from it because I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about where my rants are going. Yes, it helps people, but when I think about what a certain person would have wanted me to do, I still wonder, if I was, not like I would want his approval, but, I just kind of wondered, if he was still alive, would he say my rants are good? Would he, I thought about that. Maybe that's why I'm not really ranting as much as I used to. I was, let's just say, for lack of the better term, I was shut down with some of my rants. Namely the Princess Elizabeth one. But then I started to think about it. I really did. So, But I really want to know, is he actually going to do it? I really, really would like to know. I guess I'd help him. I'd help him with that if he was, really working on it. I took a step back, folks, and I really want to think how this is really gonna go, how my videos are going, what do I need to do, stuff like that. I've been thinking about that for the moment I took those videos down. I know people do need the Fairbairn Basher for most things. But, in a sense, do I need him? Do I need to be the Fairbairn Basher? Was it arrogant of me to put this on my shoulders? I think about that because it's just like one of those things where I just think about, Sometimes I'll sit and contemplate various things. I mean, yeah, the fanboy basher's not really going away, but I do, in a sense, I really do have to change my tactics, change my attitude towards ranting. Because look, Cal did it without actually uttering a single cuss word. Talking about Amy's family like I did. Like I wish I could have done, It's just I wish that I could have, some of the stuff I do take back, but some of the stuff I said, because I didn't do it out of anger, like mostly out of anger. I did it because my friend died of suicide, folks, and that really tore me up inside. And to see this girl doing this to these people, it brought back a feeling of rage and anger, hatred. I don't really feel as horrible that I said all those things, but I do feel a little bit. I do kind of apologize because I let my own pain dictate how I was gonna handle it. I shouldn't have done that. I should have gone at it a little bit more. I mean, she was a kid, and I should have went a little bit. I should have went a little bit more. I should have went for a lighter touch, honestly. And I've been thinking about that for like ever and ever. Because I don't need to be I don't need to be yelling at these kids if I need to rant at them. I just need to talk to them. I need to talk to them some I need to talk to in a good way, but I need to dial it back just a bit. And honestly, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that I do this. But while I'm on the subject of ranting, for most of you adults, though, I am not stopping for you. I am not stopping for you assholes. Like seriously, you guys are adults, so I can say fuck it. I can say shit to you, and you could probably get a little butt hurt, but I don't care. But seriously, you better beware of the fan brat basher. Yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna figure out a good theme for this. But I'm gonna get out of here. It's like 1. I need to lay down. So I will talk to you all later. But I will say this. If you all ever, if there is another teen doing messed up shit, I will have to go at it in a different approach than what I've been doing currently. And Cal, you kind of made me see that in your video. I want to say to you, thank you. Even though you really didn't do much, I don't know, it means a little much that I hear a person that isn't like using cuss words like I do. Because I do it when I'm angry. I do those rants mostly because I'm angry. Not because I'm bothered, but I do them to vent. Because if I'm truly angry, truly upset, I'm going to blow my top. And like certain members of my family that blow their top, I do the exact same. But I just need to stop doing it to teens. Because, I don't know what that Princess Elizabeth girl actually does. I don't know what kind of hardships she had in her life. I do think she's a messed up kid. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I look at it and I say, yeah, I kind of handled that a little better way, and I didn't. And that kind of hurts. This year for me has been good, but it also has been bad. I lost my grandpa. I lost the guy that was kind of, we were all, I talked to him, we were gonna talk more, but then he ended his life, and I was a fan of his videos, and I was gonna talk to him some more and have his little opinion. And does he want to be in my little series of the Sega Kamen Rider? A series I've indefinitely shelved because it really is hard for me to. I mean, I want to do it, and at the same time, I don't. And I've talked to a lot of people about it. They say, like, if you want to honor his memory, you should do it. You should do it because you want to do it, and also it would honor his memory in a way. You should do it. But then, and then I'd start thinking, like, do I really want to do it? Am I doing it out of an obligation? I have all these thoughts about it. And I really need, and that's why I took a break from the Fatback Basher. Because it's very, it's thoughts and projects that I've been pushing to the side because I've been too busy ranting my freaking brains out. And it took someone to check me about it, for me to actually see whether they actually understand what they actually did and what it actually did for me. It doesn't need to be seen. Well, they don't know. But I will say this, for all the adults that I will be ranting on in the future, I am not done with you guys. Teens, I will use a lighter touch, but you Anita Sarkeesian, you Gligar Vids, you Cam, you True Succubus, if you do anything, I'm coming for every last stinking, miserable, pathetic last one of you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you guys. And trust me, I hope next year turns out good, so I don't really even have to rant on you guys. But like I always say, the Fatback Basher's work is never done. I will always miss out on the fun. To bash on you noobs, to bash on you rubes, because it will never be done. You may call me a cynic, but I do it for the others, and I may be mad and I may be crude, but I know what I need to do. But it's how I do things that I need to approach. I really think I should. So I'm giving it a break, and I'm putting my hand away. But next year I'm coming for you, and 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 you. Nothing's gonna stop me. When it's 2015, I'm coming for all of you. I'll be doing projects, but I'll always know which one I need to go after next. So, Mr. Gligar Vids, if you do another thing, I will come at you full force. Because that skit I seen of you doing, of Lucario being better than Mewtwo, was not even funny in the least. I will show you. See, you have a sucky sense of humor, and I know that's true. And that's why you suck. You hate on games that other people love to make yourself feel more important. Now you, Miss Anita Sarkeesian, you need no introduction. You're a liar, a charlatan, and everything else about you. You do things, you lie to people just to make yourself look favorable. It's not because you're a woman, it's because you're a freaking liar. And now you, Cam, I won't waste any time. You're a pedo, plain and simple. There's nothing really special about you. You are a bad role player. I've seen better role players that can do Sonic better, and they do, other than you. Now, Succubus, I really don't have anything to say. She's kind of repenting, so I don't need to do it much. But if she ever does do something, I'll be ready. But for now, I will just say this. For all of you that are on my shit list, I will come and bash you. Just understand, I won't do it right away. But when I do, just know I'm coming for you. I'm gonna take some time to just chill and relax for now. But when next year rolls around, which won't be far, which will probably be next week, but I'm gonna give myself a little bit longer than that because I really do have projects to do, and all this ranting I need to actually stop doing for a while so I can actually do these projects and get them done and work on them and do all this other stuff. But when next year rolls around, I think some of you guys will be bound by my verbal put down. Yeah. Well, folks, I'm done here. I probably spent way too much time singing, but I don't care. Because I'm Bugsy, the Chaotic Jester. The Chaotic Jester. And I want to tell you, it's been a good year. It's been a bad year for me. But there has been good things. There has been good things, there have been bad things, there have been stressful things. There have been awesome things. There has been beautiful, lovely, just gorgeous things in my life. But for every one that is good, there's always going to be one that is bad. And, I gotta not see them as bad things. I gotta see them as learning experiences. Some of them. Others just make me want to scream and rip my hair out and make me want to bite somebody, but that's a different story. But this year has been alright. All things considered. Take it for the good, take it for the bad. Let's just hope next year's a little bit better. Let's make sure next year's good. There's going to be a lot of things that mess up. There's going to be a lot of things that we're probably going to hate. There's going to be a lot of things we rant on, but we just got to hope that next year's a little bit better. That's what I'm doing. That's what the guys are doing. That's what my girlfriend's doing. We gotta all hope that next year's going to be better, or at least cling to that idea, because that's all we got. That's all we got. So for you guys, I am out of here. I am Bugsy, the Chaotic Jester, and I will make you laugh some other day. But for now, I want you to think about think about my words. Why am the Fan Brand Basher? Why do I put it upon myself to actually help people? And I want you to know, like I said to a certain somebody, although my words may be harsh, it comes from a good place. Whether people like that or not, it really doesn't matter. I say things because they need to be said. Case in point. Check and mate. I will see you all later. Bye, folks.